Victor Wong stayed for a while to have dinner, and just as he was about to leave the villa, Nina trailed behind him. Nina, can I come and visit you again in a few days? If you miss me, just give me a call, okay? Do you miss me? Nina shook her head. He then squatted down, patiently teaching Nina how to make a phone call. After repeating it many times, she still didn't get it. It wasn't until the fourth time that Nina finally learned. Only then did Victor Wong get into his car. Nina stood there waving her little hand, watching the car leave the villa. Willow Ning asked, "Is Uncle Victor gone? Why didn't you let him teach you a few more times?" Nina pouted. If she acted too silly, would Uncle Victor still like her? Adults prefer smart children. Adults prefer smart children. Willow Snow slapped her forehead, suddenly realizing, Nina, so you did it on purpose. Last time you even called to bother Aunt May, asking why you hadn't called in a few days. It turns out you were just pretending. Exposed, Nina pressed her lips together and said nothing, while Willow Ning had already seen through her daughter's thoughts. That evening, Willow Ning managed to get in touch with the scriptwriter and directly placed a platinum card on the table, saying, "The reason I called you here is to ask you to remove all the kissing and hand-holding scenes of the second female lead." The author nodded vigorously. "Willow Tong, I will definitely revise the script for the second female lead." After the author left, Willow Ning picked up her phone and called Victor Wong. At that moment, Victor Wong, having some free time, noticed a missed call and called back. "Willow Tong, what's the matter? I spoke with the script team, and we will make some adjustments to the second female lead script, but it won't affect the overall story." Victor Wong smiled and replied, "As long as Willow Tong decides, that's fine. You're the biggest investor this time. You can change it however you want." "That's great. The script should be revised in about 2 days." After that, they hung up. The next day, Victor Wong was busy filming all day. In the evening, he arrived at the Cam 2 villa, holding a newly bought Barbie doll for Nina. But this time, Nina didn't rush to hug him like before. Victor Wong looked around the empty living room and didn't see Nina anywhere. "Backlie, where is Nina?" "Young Master Victor, you should go upstairs and check. The little miss is sick and keeps asking for you." Hearing this, Victor Wong immediately ran upstairs. He gently pushed the door open, and on the large bed, a small bundle was nestled, revealing Nina's beautiful little face. Victor Wong felt a pang of heartache. "Nina, Uncle is here to visit you." Upon hearing his voice, Nina opened her eyes wide and reached out her small hands, wanting to be held. "Nina, has your mom and aunt gone to work?" "Poor thing, Uncle is here with you." Nina nuzzled against Victor Wong's face, obediently settling into his arms. Victor Wong put a coat on her and hurriedly carried her downstairs. "Backlie, Nina is sick. I'm taking her to the hospital." "Young Master Victor, the family doctor has already come to check on her. The little miss, she took her medicine this morning." Butler Lai sighed. "Our little miss is very hard to manage. Even the eldest miss can't handle her." Victor Wong patted her head and asked, "Nina, why didn't you take your medicine? You need to take it to get better." Nina stuck out her tongue and pointed at it with her finger, implying that the medicine was very bitter. "Oh, sweetheart, what medicine isn't bitter? If you take your medicine, you'll get better. Today, Uncle bought you some milk candy. After you take your medicine, you can have some." At that moment, Willow Snow also came over, plopping down on the sofa with a look of frustration. "Victor Wong, you finally made it. Don't try to persuade her anymore. This little one is deep." At that moment, Willow Snow also came over, plopping down on the sofa with a look of frustration. "Victor Wong, you finally made it. Don't try to persuade her anymore. This little one is determined not to take her medicine." Victor Wong said again, "Nina, be good, take your medicine, and Uncle will give you candy." Hearing this, Nina obediently drank all the medicine from Victor Wong's hand. He quickly stuffed a piece of milk candy in her mouth. "Nina is so good." Willow Snow stared in disbelief. "So she took her medicine just like that? I coaxed her for 2 hours, and she wouldn't take it." After finishing her milk candy, Nina opened her small mouth wanting more. Victor Wong fed her another piece and stuffed the remaining candies in her little pocket. "You can only have 2 pieces today. Otherwise, your new teeth will get ruined." Nina nodded, patting her pocket full of candy, indicating that she would continue eating tomorrow. A moment later, Willow Ning returned, hurriedly coming in to ask, "Is Nina okay?" "No, she's fine. She just took her medicine, so there's no need to worry, Willow Tong." Hearing this, Willow Ning picked up Nina and patted her head. "Nina has a weak constitution. She gets sick every few days and refuses to take her medicine." At this point, Willow Ning paused and looked at him. "But you just said she obediently took her medicine, so I want to discuss something with you. Lately, Nina has been quite attached to you, and now that she's sick, how about you move to the villa for a while?" Victor Wong, who had just taken a sip of water, almost spat it out, incredulously asking again, "Isn't that a bit inappropriate? I'm a man." Willow Snow also pleaded, "It's fine. We have plenty of male housekeepers at our place." "Victor Wong, please help my sister a little. When Nina is sick and refuses to take her medicine, we have no way to handle it. Only you can." Nina crawled out of Willow Ning's arms and climbed to hug Victor Wong's neck, looking very dependent on him. Seeing this scene, Victor Wong closed his eyes and agreed. All right, I'll stay here for 2M. Nina crawled out of Willow Ning's arms and climbed to hug Victor Wong's neck, looking very dependent on him. Seeing this scene, Victor Wong closed his eyes and agreed. All right, I'll stay here for 2 months. Willow Snow pinched Nina's cheek. Uncle Victor will be here with you from now on. Are you happy? Nina nodded, her small hands tightly hugging Victor Wong. Willow Snow looked at the two in front of her, and the more she looked, the more they resembled a father and daughter. Victor Wong, look how much Nina likes you. She even mistook you for her dad. Why don't you just be Nina's dad? After all, she doesn't have one. Victor Wong looked at Willow Snow helplessly. Willow Tong, let's talk about this later. I should head back. It's getting dark. Victor Wong hurriedly set Nina down on the sofa, preparing to sneak away, but just as he reached the door, Willow Ning called him back. Wait at the apartment. I'll have someone come to pack your things. Victor Wong agreed. Then I'll trouble you, Willow Tong. The corners of Willow Ning's mouth lifted slightly as she calmly replied. It's no trouble. Nina continued to follow Victor Wong like a little tail, seeing him off out of the living room and standing outside the door, reluctant to go back inside. Nina, Uncle Victor will come to play with you tomorrow. Willow Snow carried her inside. Let's go home, okay? You're still feeling unwell. Be good, take your medicine, and then go to sleep, waiting for Uncle Victor to come back tomorrow. The next day, Victor Wong sat in a chair on the film set when a figure appeared before him. Victor Wong, I didn't expect you to climb up to the second male lead position. It must feel great to be supported, right? Aren't you afraid of losing face? Victor Wong looked up to see a familiar face, her beautiful features twisted into a fierce scowl from anger. Victor Wong replied nonchalantly. Vong Tam Tu, Thursday. Do we know each other? Vong Jiao frowned, disdainfully saying, You really don't know me? Stop pretending. Dad has already said to send you abroad to avoid embarrassing the Vong family. If you know what's good for you, get out of this country and stop embarrassing yourself here. Victor Wong chuckled coldly. Sending me abroad? You should see if you have the capability to do that. I have no connection to the Wong family, and if I could, I would change my surname. Victor Wong, don't be greedy. If Dad takes action, you know what the consequences will be. Relying on your looks to climb up, don't think you can compare to my brother. Wang Jiao said harshly. Victor Wong showed no sign of anger. Instead, he found it somewhat amusing. I've never claimed to be your brother to anyone outside. Do you think being your brother and part of the Wong family is something to be proud of? You think I don't know how dirty the Wong family makes money? You think I'm not aware? Wang Jiao was momentarily speechless, unable to respond. How do you know? Victor Wong, don't speak nonsense. I warn you, if you know what's good for you, get out of this country quickly. If not, sooner or later, my father will make sure you can't live peacefully in this entertainment industry. Victor Wong raised his head, calmly looking at Wang Jiao. Well, I'll wait and see. At that moment, Victor Wong's assistant, Nina, also approached. I was wondering who it was. Turns out it's the third Miss Wong. Quite the imposing presence. I almost thought the Empress Dowager had arrived. Wang Jiao coldly replied. Nina, what's your relationship with him? Could it be that he's your sugar daddy? Nina rolled her eyes. Wang Jiao, you can eat whatever you want, but don't speak carelessly. Victor Wong earned his place through his own strength. It has nothing to do with me. Unlike someone who only knows how to ride on their father's coattails. Wang Jiao's face turned pale with anger. Nina, what nonsense are you talking? It's the film crew that recognized my talent and gave me this role. Nina's eyes widened even more. Really? They recognized your talent? May I ask what talent you have? Third Miss Wong. Is it the supporting role that everyone mocked, or the leading role before that where you couldn't even cry properly? Wang Jiao gritted her teeth in anger, her chest heaving violently. Nina, don't go too far. Don't forget, you're just a supporting actress. I'm the lead. Nina continued to mock her. So the third Miss Wong, who couldn't even cry in her leading role, is now playing the lead again? I'm really getting an eye-opener this time. Wang Jiao was so furious her face turned pale. Nina, just you wait. Nina successfully provoked Wang Jiao into leaving, raising her fist towards Wang Jiao's retreating figure. That girl isn't anything good. I've heard before that she climbed up by relying on her family. Why did you provoke her? Victor Wong blinked innocently. I didn't, she started at first. I didn't say anything. Really? Then stay away from her in the future. She's not a good person. After work, the director invited everyone to a hotel for dinner. Initially, Victor Wong didn't want to go, but in the end, he was dragged along by director Liu. By the end of the night, after a few drinks, Victor Wong's face was slightly flushed, and he called for a driver to take him back to his apartment. When he saw a familiar figure standing under the moonlight, Victor Wong hesitated for a long time, clenched his fists, and couldn't help but call out, Lang. But when he turned around, he realized it was not in Lang Yu, but Willow Chung. The two were completely different. Victor Wong did not expect to have made such a mistake, and immediately became much more alert. Miss Chung, what brings you here? It's so late. Remembering the name he had just mentioned, a cold glint flashed in Willow Cheng's eyes, but her face remained calm. Did we not agree yesterday that you would move to the villa? Today, I brought people to help you move. Have you been drinking too much? Where were you drinking and with whom? Victor Wong waved his hand, casually saying, I didn't drink much. The film crew just treated me to a few drinks. I'm fine. He then opened the door to his room, and several bodyguards in black behind Willow Chung were ready to come in and pack up, but Victor Wong stopped them. The refrigerator and sofa don't need to be moved. I just need to take a few clothes with me. I'll be back in 2 months. Hearing this, Willow Chung instructed, then there's no need to move those items. Victor Wong staggered into the bedroom, putting his belongings into a suitcase. He saw a wooden photo frame containing a picture of 2 people, Victor Wong and An Langyu at 17 years old. Victor Wong picked up the frame. He saw a wooden photo frame containing a picture of 2 people, Victor Wong and An Langyu at 17 years old. Victor Wong picked up the frame, hesitated for a moment, then set it down again. He then opened a drawer and tossed the frame inside. So many years had passed, it was time to let go. After Victor Wong finished packing, he closed the door and sat in the back seat of the car with Willow Chung. He stole a glance at the woman beside him. She had her eyes closed. It must be said that Willow Chung was indeed the most beautiful woman he had ever met. Suddenly, Willow Chung opened her eyes, and Victor Wong hurriedly looked away, casually gazing at the scenery outside. After a while, the car stopped, and Victor Wong immediately opened the door to get out. Willow Chang's intense gaze made him feel uneasy. Nina was waiting nearby. Upon seeing Victor Wong get out of the car, she joyfully rushed into his arms, her small hands tightly hugging his legs. Victor Wong picked Nina up and asked, Nina, were you waiting here for me? Nina nodded, pointing to the dining table not far away. Willow Chung explained, Nina wanted to wait for you to come back for dinner tonight. She refused to eat until you got back, and I had no other choice. Victor Wong felt very guilty. It turned out Nina had been waiting for him to eat. Nina, I'm really sorry. I've already had dinner, but let's eat together, okay? As Victor Wong carried Nina into the house, Snowly was propped up on her chin, staring longingly at the food on the table, almost in tears. Victor Wong, you finally made it. If you hadn't come, Nina wouldn't eat, and if Nina doesn't eat, we can't eat either. Why did you come so late? The film crew had some issues today, so I got back late. It's fine, let's just eat. Snowly picked up her chopsticks and started eating voraciously. Her stomach had been growling for a while. Victor Wong sat Nina down and patiently asked, Nina, what do you want to eat? I'll feed you. Victor Wong, don't worry about her. She'll eat by herself in a bit. You should eat too. You should eat too. Willow Chung sat down beside him, instructing the maid, go make a bowl of hangover soup? Yes, Mississippi. Victor Wong shook his head repeatedly. Ms. Chung, I really didn't drink much. There's no need to go through all that trouble. A good sleep will do. Willow Chung looked up, gently stroking the hair on Victor Wong's forehead, and calmly said, drinking too much is not good for your health. Drink the hangover soup later and get some rest early. Victor Wong slightly pursed his lips, his face turning a bit red, stammering, yes. For the first time, someone was stroking his hair, and Victor Wong felt his heart racing. At that moment, a small hand reached toward Victor Wong's mouth. Nina held out a large peeled shrimp for him to eat. Thank you, Nina, sweetheart. How did you know I like shrimp? Do you like it too? Nina's little head nodded vigorously like a chick pecking at grains. Whatever Uncle Victor liked to eat, Nina liked too. Victor Wong picked up the peeled shrimp for Nina, and she looked at him with her big round eyes, opening her small mouth to eat. Willow Chung looked at her daughter's infatuation with men, shaking her head helplessly. Nina is so good. You ate a lot of rice today, so Uncle will reward you. Nina's big eyes lit up as she stretched out her small hands, waiting for her reward from Victor Wong. Victor Wong took a pink lollipop out of his pocket, tied with a butterfly bow, and placed it in Nina's tiny hands. Uncle Victor rewards you, Nina. You must eat your meals well from now on. There will be many more rewards. Nina pursed her lips and smiled, puckering up to kiss Victor Wong's cheek. Snowly, who was quietly eating, wiped away her tears. Even she had never been treated like this. Victor Wong fed Nina until she was full. The little girl was round, and even her small dress was puffed up. This is the first time Nina has eaten so much. Thank you. Willow, you're being too polite. I'm just helping a little. Without you, I might still be worrying about making ends meet. You've already helped me a lot. Nina is usually very picky with food and doesn't like rice, but she's doing much better since meeting you. Nina shook her head vigorously, so anxious she couldn't speak, as if to say her mother was wrong. She wasn't picky at all. She was a good girl. He couldn't help but chuckle. Nina was very smart. She could walk at 8 months and hold a pencil to draw at 1 year old, but she just wouldn't speak. Willow Chang's eyes brimmed with tears. Although she was the richest person in the capital and the CEO of the Willow Group, she was also a mother, and she felt guilty towards Nina. Victor Wong kindly handed Willow Chung a tissue. Willow, I will try to persuade Nina. Willow Chung thanked Victor Wong and wiped her tears, restoring her cold demeanor, as if the person who had just cried wasn't her at all. Nina ran over with her drawing board, showing her mother the picture she had drawn of her. Mom, look at how beautifully I drew you. Mom knew Nina drew her, and Uncle Victor and Nina drew beautifully. Nina then showed Victor Wong the same drawing, still depicting their happy family of three. Victor Wong patiently explained, Nina, Uncle Victor is not your dad. You shouldn't draw him in there anymore. Nina shook her head, using her crayon to write the two characters for Dad on the board. Although the writing was crooked and the strokes were immature, he still recognized it, and his heart tightened. Nina, Uncle Victor is really not your dad. Uncle Victor is your uncle, and Uncle Victor will treat you well. Victor Wong continued to explain to her. Nina pouted, her big dark eyes glistening with tears, on the verge of crying. Victor Wong didn't dare to say anything more, fearing it would make her cry. Nina, be good. Uncle Victor is your uncle. Don't cry anymore. Willow Chung picked Nina up to comfort her, glancing at him. Victor Wong hesitated for a moment, but firmly said, Nina, Uncle Victor is really not your dad. Uncle Victor is your uncle, and Uncle Victor will treat you well. Nina stopped crying, took her crayon, erased the two characters for Dad, and wrote the two characters for Uncle. That's right, Nina is so good. At just over 3 years old, she can already write. At that moment, a maid brought a tray over to Victor Wong. Miss, the hangover soup you asked us to make is ready. Willow Chung took the white porcelain bowl and handed it to Victor Wong. Drink the hangover soup. Victor Wong looked at the bowl of dark soup with a strange smell, his expression somewhat indescribable. I feel fine already. Drink it. After all, it's Willow's good intention. Victor Wong didn't refuse and lifted the bowl to drink it all in one go. Although it didn't look very appetizing, the taste was acceptable, not too bitter. Afraid of bitterness? It was tolerable. In fact, he was very afraid of it, scared of bitterness. But how could a man admit to being afraid of bitterness? Nina quickly took a piece of milk candy out of her pocket, unwrapped it, and stuffed it into Victor Wong's mouth. Victor Wong was so touched, he almost cried. Thank you, Nina. This little girl has stolen her job. Nina, you need to go to sleep now. It's late. Nina shook her head, her little arms tightly hugging Victor Wong, wanting to sleep with Uncle Victor. How old are you now? Still wanting someone to put you to sleep. Victor Wong placed Nina on his lap. Willow, Nina is still small. It's normal for her to cling to people. Didn't she used to cling to you? Willow Chung remained silent, her face cold. Previously, Nina had never clung to her. He was too gentle, which is why Nina liked him. Victor Wong patiently said, It's very normal for children to cling to people. Nina is only 3 years old. Doesn't she sleep with adults? Willow Chung muttered softly. Nina stopped sleeping with me when she was 2, always insisting on sleeping alone. I couldn't stop her, so I had to give in to her. But I'm not Nina's father. It's not really appropriate to sleep with a girl. Nina, can you sleep with your mother? Nina shook her head decisively. This little girl actually rejected her. Snow Lee, watching the fun from the side, couldn't help but chuckle. I never thought there would be a day when your own daughter would dislike you. Nina, tonight you can sleep alone. Uncle Victor is in the next room, very close to yours. Nina obediently nodded and was then led into the room by Victor Wong. Uncle will tell you a story. Victor Wong flipped through the books in Nina's room. They were all related to studying, and there wasn't a single fairy tale. Willow, doesn't Nina have any fairy tales? Why are there only study books in her room? Doesn't Nina like fairy tales? The last time I bought some for her, she threw them all away. How could that be? Victor Wong sat beside Nina and whispered, Nina, today Uncle will tell you the story of Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess. The more she listened, the more awake Nina became, her eyes blinking as she looked at Victor Wong. Why was this little girl getting more alert the more she listened? This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Didn't they say that children would fall asleep when being told stories? Victor Wong gently patted Nina's hand. Nina, go to sleep now, close your eyes. Victor Wong gently patted Nina's hand. Nina, go to sleep now, close your eyes. Nina obediently closed her eyes. Victor Wong finished telling the story, but Nina still hadn't fallen asleep. He thought she had dozed off, tucked her in, and then left the room. Willow Chung instructed the maid to tidy up for Victor Wong. Make sure this side is clean. Has the wardrobe on the other side been organized? Is Nina asleep? Just fell asleep. Victor Wong rubbed his temples. I had a bit to drink, feeling a little dizzy, but I had some hangover soup, so this time it's much better. This is your room. How do you like it? If you think it's small, I can switch you to a bigger one. It's spacious enough. You've never stayed in such a big house before. One room is bigger than your entire apartment. Lying on a large bed, Victor Wong felt an unreal sensation. He was so tired today that he fell asleep as soon as he touched the bed. After a while, the door to the room was suddenly pushed open, the sound very soft and subtle, almost undetectable. A woman stepped into the room, wearing a pure white V-neck nightgown, her hair casually cascading down her back, her face carrying a lazy expression. She slowly walked to Victor Wong's side, leaned down, and her long fingers unbuttoned his black shirt. Victor Wong vaguely sensed someone beside him, but the breath was so reassuring that he didn't wake up. Willow Chung changed Victor Wong's sleeping position, gently tucked him in, and then laid down beside him. Victor Wong, in a daze, hugged something soft. He reached out to touch it, and it felt very nice. What was it? Victor Wong opened his eyes in a daze. There was no one beside him. He must be dreaming. When he finally saw the clothes he was wearing, he suddenly sat up, clutching his chest as if he had discovered something shocking. My clothes. How did they change? I distinctly remember I wasn't wearing this nightgown last night. Victor Wong, filled with suspicion, stepped out of the room. Willow Chung was sitting on the sofa, reading a book, a ray of morning sunlight shining on her, even her hair glimmering with a golden hue. Hearing footsteps, she looked up at Victor Wong. Awake? Victor Wong said softly, Willow, did anyone come into my room last night? Willow Chung lowered her eyes, continuing to read, and casually replied, No. Then why am I wearing these clothes today? Could it be that you changed your clothes in your sleep last night? Impossible. You don't have a habit of sleepwalking. Could it be something new? After finishing his meal, Victor Wong headed to the film crew. Today marked the start of filming. A group of people had arrived next to the film crew, and everyone rushed over to see the excitement. It's Kai West. Kai West has joined the film crew too. I wonder what role he's taken on this time. His resources are truly soaring. What can you do? He comes from a prominent family and works hard. I've heard he's a strong contender for the next Best Actor award. I'm not going to play an extra in their film anymore. Who knows? Maybe if I become famous later, I could get a scene too. I want to go too. All the extras are registering at the film crew next door. Kai West noticed Victor Wong's gaze and slowly approached. What a coincidence. I didn't expect to run into you here. Kai West continued. My dad is investing in a new film for me. Initially, I wanted to recommend you for the second male lead, but Dad disagreed. He also said he wanted to meet you to tell you something. How about you come home tonight? No need, I'm busy. Victor Wong shot Kai West a cold glance and turned to leave. No need, I'm busy. Victor Wong shot Kai West a cold glance and turned to leave. At 5 p.m., filming wrapped up for the day. Victor Wong had planned to buy a fairy tale for Nina first, but then someone invited him for drinks, and it turned out to be a big boss. Everyone from Jiahua Entertainment had to attend. Victor Wong called Sister Zhu. I have other plans tonight. I can't make it to this dinner. No way. Do you know who's coming this time? Don't be foolish. It's the big boss, Mr. Sun. He said not a single person from the company can be absent. Victor Wong hesitated for a moment. Fine, I'll go. At the Tianjing Hotel, Victor Wong's car parked in the lot, surrounded by luxury vehicles. His shabby car fell out of place here. As soon as he got out of the car, Victor Wong received a message. Nina, sweetheart, Uncle has some matters to attend tonight and might come home late. You don't need to wait for him to eat. You can have your meal first. Nina held her phone and pressed the voice message. Hearing that Uncle wouldn't be home for dinner, her little head drooped like a deflated balloon. Snowly rubbed her hands, feeling warm, and picked up the chopsticks. Is he not coming home tonight? Nina, hurry and eat. You don't need to wait for him anymore. Finally, we can have a hot meal today. Nina looked at the empty seat beside her. Neither Uncle Wong nor her mother was home, and she angrily climbed down from the chair. Sweetheart, why aren't you eating? Just because Uncle Wong isn't home doesn't mean you can skip your meal. Didn't Uncle Wong tell you to eat? You have to eat well tonight to grow tall. Hearing Victor Wong's voice, Nina sat back at the table and picked up a small fork to eat by herself. Nina handed the phone to Snowly. Snowly immediately understood and took a picture of Nina eating. Nina sent the photo to Victor Wong. Nina is being very good. Eat your meal well. Victor Wong opened the door to the VIP room and immediately noticed a familiar face. He instinctively wanted to run away. Just as he turned, Mr. Sun smiled and said, This is Victor Wong, who just signed a contract with our company, also surnamed Wong. Mr. Wong, he seems to have a good connection with you. Come over and get to know each other. This gentleman is one of our company's investors, Mr. Wong. Victor Wong slowly turned back. After 4 years, that face was both strange and familiar. Memories from 4 years ago flashed in his mind. Do you think you can cheat on this exam? How could you score so high? A slap came down. Victor Wong was stunned, unable to hear anything anymore. How can you be my biological son? How can I have a son like you, filled with jealousy and narrow-mindedness, who would push his younger brother down the stairs? Another slap, and Victor Wong's face burned. He covered his left ear. He had always remained silent because he couldn't hear out of his left ear back then. All thanks to this biological father. Victor Wong, go abroad from now on. Never come back. Never show your face in front of Kai West again. And just like that, Victor Wong was driven out of the country. My hearing is still a bit poor because I couldn't afford treatment. In the past, the person I feared the most was this father. But now, I'm not afraid anymore. I stand in front of Vong Kwok Hung like this. His gaze at me is stiff, filled with anger and embarrassment. Why is he here too? His tone is clearly displeased, and Mr. Tun's expression changes immediately. Mr. Vong, do you know Victor Wong? No. Vong Kwok Hung sits down, his face still dark. How could I know him? Where's Vong Hoai? Why hasn't he arrived yet? Vong Fu might be a bit busy. It's fine. We'll wait a little longer. He then winks at me, signaling me to stay away from Mr. Vong. I don't care and sit in the most hidden spot. In the company, I'm just an insignificant nobody. No one really pays attention to me. After another 10 minutes, the door is pushed open again. Vong Hoai has arrived. Everyone greets him respectfully. Vong Fu is here. Come in. You're the last one we're waiting for. That's right. A tiger's son is a tiger too. Mr. Vong is impressive, and Vong Fu is truly a dragon among men. A crowd of people flatter him, almost ready to bow down. I can't help but roll my eyes. These people probably don't even know that Vong Hoi is not actually Mr. Vong's son, and a tiger's son is a tiger. Do they really look alike? Mr. Vong is so pleased with the compliments. My son looks the most like me. Mr. Tun jokes, saying that with Vong Fu's talent, the next Best Actor award must belong to him. I once had the opportunity to collaborate with Vong Fu. His acting was explosive, and I was truly impressed. Only he deserves the title of Best Actor. I feel nauseated listening to this, quietly eating my meal. Vong Hoi humbly replies, Director Liu, you're being too kind. I've only been in this industry for 3 or 4 years. I still need the support of all the directors here. No need to be modest. No need to be modest. My ears are getting tired of all this flattery. How long are these people going to keep this up? It's been half an hour. I've already eaten my fill, and these people still haven't sat down. Excuse me, aren't you all thirsty? Victor Wong, stop eating. You're all big bosses and directors. You should go mingle, not just sit here eating. Did I bring you here just to eat? Chu Chi, how can I say anything? I'm just an invisible person. Chu Dike looks at me with a face full of disappointment. Victor Wong, why don't you try harder? That Mr. Vong is a well-known big boss to do. You should say a few nice words. I continue eating peanuts, popping one in my mouth. It tastes pretty good. I continue eating peanuts, popping one in my mouth. It tastes pretty good. Chu Chi, it's not that I don't want to go. You saw how Mr. Vong looked at me earlier. His face darkened. Do I really want to humiliate myself? Chu Dike frowns and asks. That's true. Victor Wong, you seem quite likable. Why wouldn't Mr. Vong like you? It shouldn't be like that, right? I keep munching on peanuts. My phone buzzes. It's a message from Nina, with a picture of her eating. The adorable little girl is lying on the table, happily eating from a small bowl, her cheeks puffed up like a hamster. So cute. My heart nearly melts. I stare at the photo for a long time, as if looking at my own daughter. Nina, you're so good. Uncle will be home soon to tell you a story. Nina responds with a bunny emoji, nodding. Finally, the others finish their flattery and start to sit down to eat. I've already had my fill and plan to leave, but Chu Dike insists I stay, pouring me a few glasses of wine. Lily Nguyen also sends a message. Are you home yet? Lily, there's a banquet today, so I'll be home late. Me too. Is Nina eating well? Victor Wong sent a picture of Nina eating to Lily Nguyen. She's eating quite well. Doesn't she look like a hamster? Mr. Wong, you must have another drink. What do you think about what I mentioned last time? Wong Kwok Hung laughed, patting Kai West on the shoulder. I think Kai West is quite capable. I'm getting older and plan to pass the position to Kai West. After all, he's young. I'm getting older and plan to pass the position to Kai West. After all, he's young. Mr. Wong is still in his prime. How can you say that? I will collaborate more with Wong Fu in the future. Wong Kwok Hung praised Kai West to the skies. Even the company's old boss showed respect for him. Victor Wong really couldn't stand this father-son bond scene, so he casually made an excuse to leave the room. Not long after, Wong Kwok Hung also came out, quickly chasing after Victor Wong. Stop right there. Victor Wong halted, turned around, and spoke in a cold tone. Why is Mr. Wong out here? Do I know you? Wong Kwok Hung pointed at Victor Wong, cursing. What are you doing back in the country? Aren't you embarrassed enough? Relying on your old lady to get ahead. Don't you feel ashamed saying that? Don't ever say you're part of the Wong family again. Victor Wong's expression remained calm. I never said I was part of the Wong family. No one in this country knows I'm the biological son of Wong Kwok Hung, so you don't need to worry about me embarrassing the Wong family. Is there anything else, Mr. Wong? If not, I'll take my leave. You're really getting bold now. You won't even acknowledge me as your father. Don't forget that you have my blood running through your veins. I'm giving you 3 days. Get out of the country immediately. Victor Mook raised his hand as usual, poised to strike down, but this time Victor Mook seized his wrist with great force. Victor Mook cried out in pain. Is there a drop of your blood running through my veins? If I could, I would never want any connection with the Victor family for the rest of my life. Let me go. Victor Mook gritted his teeth in pain. Though you gave me life, you never raised me for a single day. Victor Mook, I owe you nothing. Victor Mook's face turned pale, the pain in his wrist making him gasp, cursing. You ungrateful wretch. How dare you lay a hand on your own father? Aren't you afraid of divine retribution? How can you treat your father like this? Let him go, his health isn't good. Vong Hoi immediately stepped in to stop Victor Mook, but Victor Mook's strength was astonishing, and Vong Hoi was pushed back unsteadily. Victor Mook let out a cold laugh. Not in good health? He seemed perfectly fine when he was fooling around with 3 women. Victor Mook's complexion changed repeatedly like a color palette. What nonsense are you spouting? Let me go. I am your father. How can you treat your father this way? Aren't you afraid of being punished by heaven? Victor Mook laughed coldly. You don't even deserve to be my father, so naturally, I am not afraid of divine punishment. If heaven truly has eyes, it will surely strike you down. Unfilial son, you ungrateful wretch. Today, I will teach you a lesson. Want to teach me a lesson? I advise you to give it up. I've trained in Taekwondo for 3 years abroad. Care to give it a try? You should feel honored to witness my Taekwondo. Stop causing trouble. After all, he is our father. Let him go. Him? He is your father, not mine. Victor Mook released Victor Mook, wiped his hands with a tissue, and casually tossed it into the trash. Just touching Victor Mook made him feel disgusted. Victor Mook trembled with rage. Unfilial son. You are an ungrateful wretch. How could I have given birth to a child like you? Dad, don't be angry. He's been exiled for so many years. He must feel uncomfortable. Uncomfortable? Isn't that his own doing? With such a wicked heart, why didn't he die out there? Why come back? Xiao Huai. He probably returned to take action against you, to fight for the inheritance. I won't leave him a single cent. Victor Mook heard the curses behind him and continued walking forward, not even looking back. The cold wind blew past him, chilling him to the bone. He shivered from the cold, wrapping his arms tightly around himself, squatting down on the ground. Victor Mook looked up, and under the streetlight stood a tall woman, Manager Willow and Gung. What are you doing here? The wind is strong, and it will rain soon. Come home with me. Willow and Gung bent down, extending her hand towards Victor Mook. Let's go. Victor Mook reached out, trembling as he placed his hand in Willow and Gung's. Her hand was slender and warm. Victor Mook stood up and followed Willow and Gung away.